After a pounding Atlanta forces a game three. Messi had a lot of opportunities, couldn't finish. Made all those great passes, the double passes right in the box. Couldn't quite finish. A lot of stuff just over the bar. Here's how the system works in MLS. In the first round only, for reasons I don't understand, is a best out of three. If you don't know what a best out of three, for all you Europeans out there is no aggregate. It's the first team to win two games. That's it. Messi will face elimination in the next game against Atlanta. They will be going back to Miami. Lucky for them because they won the Supporters Shield. They'll be and they're the winningest team in MLS history. They'll have home field advantage for the rest of the playoffs. How bad a loss would it be for MLS if they're out in the first round? I mean, keep in mind Messi was in the playoffs last year. They barely missed. It's because they dug them. That Miami had dug themselves such a hole, but they ended up getting a trophy, a big trophy anyway, with the League's Cup. How important is it for Messi to win this thing, or at least have a deep run? In your opinion, as far as like American football goes, American soccer?
It's hard to say, honestly. As far as viewing figures go, yeah, you'd expect they'll 100% drop as soon as Messi's out, right?
It will.
But long term, I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't really know how much of an impact. Like, I just get the feeling that as soon as Messi's gone, the interest will go again. Sort of similar in the past with like Beckham. As soon as Beckham went, the interest went. So I'm not sure if whether Messi wins or not matters really too much for the league. Just as long as he's playing, at least the viewership and the attention will be there. But like I say, I'm not really sure long term how much of a difference it makes.
I think you hit it right in the head. When Messi leaves, the league viewership will drop off. Everybody knows that. It dropped off when Pele left the NASL. It dropped off when Beckham left. But the thing was, when Beckham left, especially Beckham, you saw an increase of quality. I think that the MLS is obviously below the Bundesliga, but above the second league in Germany. I think they could handle most of those teams. It's a very, very, very good league, strong. And all you got to do is look at the salaries and look at the budgets for some of these MLS clubs. I think they're kind of on par with like a Belgium league or something like that, or Belgium First League. They are a very, very good league. People don't like it because it's American. There's a little bit of bias there and what have you, but this is really strong stuff. And I think what happens is it's just sort of, I think what you were suggesting, it's not about the now. It's about 10 years from now. Beckham left, 15 years ago, 10, a little over 10 years ago, and you saw the quality rise. And I think this will actually continue no matter what happens. That being said, I think it's still important that Messi wins a championship in the States. I think it's important, but still, when he leaves after next year, because he only has one more season, that's it. Then they're going to have to sort of start from scratch again, and I think that'll be just the way things go going forward. Anything else?
I would argue to the contrary, in the fact that if you want the quality to go up, I think it's more important that Messi doesn't win it.
Really?
Because
that's interesting.
If you're looking at it, if Messi and the Barcelona players go in and win, people are just going to be like, yeah, okay, then it's like an easy league because they just stepped in and won it. But if Messi can't win it, then it says to players, the people around, it's not just these Barca guys stepping in and walking through the league. These guys are legit and they managed to stop Messi winning. So if you're a player, you're thinking, okay, maybe these other teams in the MLS are actually a higher quality than everyone expected because Messi struggled to win something whilst he was out there. Whereas if he just wins it, it's like, okay, yeah, sure. Messi stepped in, won the league.
Here's where I disagree with you. I think you're right, but for different we're both right, but for different reasons. You're talking about European respect. Yes. That's the question. Will it respect? If they lose right now and they're beat by a team, yeah, then the average MLS player is a lot stronger than they used to be. You're 100% correct. But I think it's important for American fans to get into it for Messi to win. As far as, and I'm sure the league sees that way. So I'm thinking short term. You're thinking long term.
I'm thinking as far as like players go. Like if you're a young player choosing where to go, and you see the MLS and Messi's just walking through winning it, you're thinking, I've got an offer from Columbus Crew here or like a Belgian league team,
Yeah.
thinking, oh well, MLS is a lower standard. Look how Messi just walked in and won. But
Mm-hmm.
if it's oh yeah, the Columbus Crew, that's that team that stopped Messi and those
Mm-hmm.
Barca legends like Suarez and Busquets from winning the title. Oh, actually, that could be a decent level for
Yeah,
me.
I think you're
I'm
right.
thinking from a player
But
point of view, maybe you can get higher quality players to step in. But
I
I
think
see
you're.
what you mean about the
I
fans.
think the
Yeah.
fans, but as far as selling it to the American public, they got to win. But I
Mm.
think to gain their respect, I think your scenario has to happen when you go, well, yeah, those Atlanta guys figured out a way and they won a championship 3 years ago, and you start kind of factoring all those things in. Yeah, I think you're right. And then,
Mm.
of course, professional players, guys like Ricky Puig and Mr. Vince here on New York, guys that could probably have shot at a Bundesliga or something like that. Maybe they make that cross and say, I want to go to the States. Maybe I want my career to take a different path. And those things become more likely, I think, when your scenario happens. But I think short term, getting American butts in the seats, yeah, I think Messi's got to win. I think it would probably be ideal for Messi to win this year and then get beat in the final next year, if you want to talk about story stuff. And then you have some
you get you get more of the people in with a win this year, and then next year someone beats him to show the MLS isn't just a pushover for someone like Messi.
And I don't think it is, because I can go through the list of players that haven't won shit. Lothar Matthäus. I can go, like, if you think you're gonna get an easy ride, it took once they got Robbie Kane over there in LA. That's when they started winning. It took a while for you can't just be Beckham. You can't just be and Cruz. We haven't seen that scenario happen in this league. This is the closest thing. And keep in mind, Messi was barely there this season due to injury and playing for the cup for Argentina. So, this is this is if you think you're going to cruise, I mean, they just got Giroud in LAFC, right? That's a huge pickup. That guy's still first rate over here in Europe. It's still first rate. It's not a guarantee. El Galaxy's hot right now. You might get it out of Trafico in the semifinals right now. I don't think just because they have Giroud that LAFC is going to walk past Galaxy in the semifinals or even get there. So I think the quality of the average MLS player, because of the Beckhams, because of the Pelés, have gone up on average. And the fact that, the United States is a very rich country, and that's another thing. Players, I get overpaid in the States. I could play in the second league in Germany, or I get first league money in the States. I mean, there's a possibility. So it's something to think about. And either way, I want a good game.